Day one and all, my name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. This morning I thought I'd start by showing you my paper storage, because I had someone ask me what I considered a scrap, because she thought some of my scrap pieces were quite large, and I understand that. In these racks, I store my full sheets of either 8 by 8, 8.5 by 11, or 12 by 12 sheets. And then over here, I have the loose patterned paper. But once something gets cut, it doesn't go back into these racks. It goes into my storage bins where I have them sorted by colors and families. Like over here, I didn't show you this yesterday. I have my metallic gold all in one, my metallic silver all in one, metallic red and green, and then all the other colors of metallics. So that's for me what I consider a scrap. And my white bin, as you can see, it's all smaller sizes because when you cut a card, you have all these extra pieces left. So anything for me that is not a full sheet goes into one of these envelopes. We have 3 of us that scrapbook every night on Wednesday here in my basement. And so we all use this system and has found that it works for us. But I'd also like to welcome you now to Holiday Wednesday. And today I'm going to be making a Halloween card using some more of my scraps and some non-scraps, because this is going to be a shaker card that I was inspired by on Pinterest. Be with you soon. We're back and I'm going to get started on the Halloween card. I will have a link below to the Pinterest card that I got inspiration from. I changed it up a little. It's going to be a white card because I don't have a 110-pound black cardstock. So this is 10 inches by 7 inches, scored at the 5-inch mark, folded, creased it with my bone folder. Then I have a piece of black 5 by 7, which is going to be on the front. And then another strip of black, which is 3 inches by 7 inches. And this is going to go on the card also. Then I have scraps of green and white. Now, I just chose like a bright green and white for on this card. Depending on what punch, and I'm going to be using this is one of the Etched Success punches. Whatever size punch you use will determine how large your paper needs to be. Now, to get my paper in the punch and to still have some grasp on it, I made the white about 2.5 inches tall, or around 2 inches tall, so that I could get this in there and still have room to pull it back out. But whatever size punch you use. And I just like this, and I thought it was going to be a cool idea for this card, I hope. Now, I have already gone and punched out some, but I'm going to show you. I have some double-sided sticky paper that I got at my last scrapbook convention. This is, I got it from stamponit.net. And it's a pretty sturdy paper. Now, what I'm going to do is I need to trim this off just a little bit because I have it sticking out the top. But I used a piece that was not large enough, so I need to make sure that my top goes in first. And I'll show you, having this paper on makes it a little tougher to punch. So hold on, here we go. As I said, a little harder to punch. But there we go. Now, if you have a different kind of double-sided adhesive, you can use that. Or you could just glue this down. Now I'm going to trim this off. And I just need to trim the right side and the bottom. And I'm using my Tim Holtz guillotine. And there has, let's see if I can show you. On here, there's this clear plastic safety feature. I'm going to line up these holes so that the holes on the right side come right to the edge of this. And having the tape on there is a little difficult. and there's still some sticking out. So when I put this down, it will leave like about 1/8 of an inch edge, because I want to have an edge on it. And then I'm going to do the same for the bottom. Okay, I'm going to get this out of here. Okay, this side I don't need to worry about because that's going to be hidden by the card. Okay, so let me get started here. I cut out some circles already. I used, this is a, let me get the scrap paper off here so that I know what I am doing. And my scissors can go away. I'm using some circles from the Spellbinders Fluted Classic circles. This is I used the 3.5 inch circle and a 2 3/4 inch circle, and I put them together to cut out 6 of these circles. Then that leaves an inside circle, and I just glued them all together on the back to give it a little heft and a little bit of height. I glued 5 of them down to one solid circle, and then I have a piece of acetate that will go on top. This is going to be a shaker, but not quite like you think. It's going to be a semi-flat. And then these Halloween dies are my friends. And other than these two, I know these are Doris that I got at Joann Fabrics many years ago. She's really into Halloween, but I don't know where these dies came from. I cut out this tall ghost and then these smaller ghosts because I wasn't sure what I'm going to use when I get the card together. And then I have Spellbinders Be Bold Uppercase Alphabet Etched dies, and I actually have 2 sets because one's my friend and one's mine. She stores all her scrapbooking stuff here, and we just kind of commingle our supplies. So I cut out the word boo. I did it twice so that I could raise it up. All right, so on this card, we're going to get started by putting down these. See how the sticky paper works on here. Now I'm going to put one right on the edge. Lay that down. And then I'm going to take a white one and put it down next. And I'm going to leave just a slight gap, and you'll see why in a minute. And then another green one. Now you could glue these down, depending on what punch or even die cut you chose to use to put on here. Okay, where's my other, oh, there's my other white one. Come on. Well, if you have a torn edge of the paper, it's not liking to release. There we go. Just making sure that my edge lines up over here. And it's all right because this is all going to be covered. Now, in the spots that don't have that, I've got this purple glitter washi tape, and I'm just going to put this down here, 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 and here. So I just need to cut some, about that long strips. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if your punch that you chose will allow you to go another strip, that's fine. The one I saw on Pinterest, she had like a scalloped edge paper that she put down. We're going to start down here. And this is going to go right to the edge. Now you could also, if you had some pretty purple paper that you wanted to put down that wasn't washi tape, you could use that. I happen to be lacking in the purple paper category, but I like glitter, so I've got glitter washi tape in almost any color I can think of. You could even just put down a strip of the tape and then put your own glitter on it. Did I cut enough? I think I need one more piece. Yeah, that end's a little straighter. One more piece. Come on. Bend the corner. There we go. Okay, and there's the one side of our card, or my card. Now this is going to go right over top of this, but I want a strip of this purple going right down it. So I need to cut a piece about this big. And I'm not going to go down the middle, but I'm going to use my glass mat here to line up. And I think I want it right there on the edge, like that. And then this I'm just going to fold over. And then I'm just going to glue this down and get it as flat as we can, as I can. While I work on the shaker. All right, this is going to be a bright card. And I just have an acrylic stamping block that I'm going to put here. Now for the shaker, I have all of these glued down, but the next piece I'm going to use some foam strips. And if you take the top paper off first so that both sides are exposed, this will curve very nicely. And I'm just going to put it more around the inside of the circle. I'm just making a well so that the little glitter or whatever I put in here will not come out. So you want to make sure that all your gaps are filled. Cutting out 6 layers here first used up quite a bit of scrap cardstock, and it also allows a little bit of height without having to really go high on your tape. Now I could have cut out maybe 6 or 7 more layers to get height that way. But I use black for a lot of things, so I didn't want to waste a whole lot of cardstock. Now, I'm going to take some of this. I have some glitter. It looks like little chunks of gold. And I'm just going to sprinkle some of that in there. And then I have a few Aurora Borealis sheened purple sequins. And then I've got these orange see-through. Now the hard part is keeping them off of the tape. That would be one good thing about using more layers of cardstock to make your shaker. And I've got a hair in there. Probably my cat's from yesterday. He was down here and it is shedding season. He doesn't come down often, so when he wants to come down, I let him. And then I've got these yellow, they're clear but have an Aurora Borealis sheen. And I'm just going to throw them all in there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my clear acetate, which I cut out the same 3.5 inch circle size. So this should fit right on the top. And if a little hangs over, I'm going to trim that off because sometimes you just don't get them lined up straight. And it's no big deal. Make sure that's down. See, and that's going to shake nicely. Now I've got this last one. Oh, I need to trim a little bit more. I think I'll use my smaller scissors. I'm just going to go all the way around and trim. There, that looks pretty good. Now for this one, I'm going to take my tape runner, because I don't want to use liquid glue on this because it will leak onto your plastic, and you don't want to get that on your plastic. And I just put a piece of scratch paper down here so that I don't get the tape residue on my table, which I will anyhow, but that's okay. As I explained the other day, I am what I call a messy crafter. Oh, there, and I just peeled some of the paper off. That's extra sticky tape runner. I'm just going to peel that off. All right, and put this down. Even when I was grown up, I was not a graceful person. In fact, my dad nicknamed me Grace, because if anything was broken or spilled, it was me. A couple of cat hairs there. And I'm just going to trim a little bit more off the bottom circle. One nice thing about doing these shakers off the card is if you get the top layer not so straight, you can just remove the excess bottom. And there we go. Okay, now let's get this on my card. And I have cat hair everywhere. It needs a little bling around here, so I think I'm going to get my wink of Stella. Hold on. I have a black wink of Stella, and I'm just going to go around the black, and I see a little bit of the acetate sticking out there. And that's done. Okay, let's cover this. It just adds a little bit of golden sheen. Okay, that's a little better. Now I'm going to put this, I think, right there. So I'm going to use some tape runner and liquid glue because I want to make sure this stays down. And we're going to put that right there. And then our ghost, I kind of want him here. So I'm going to pop up And I've got some taller pop-up dots I got the other day at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to see if these are tall enough. Or if I might have to double them up. Oh, he needs one more behind his arm here. And then I can glue down the head and the arm, avoiding the eyes. This was the Hobby Lobby brand, and these are a higher loft than I normally use. The ones I normally use are very flat in comparison. These might be 1/8 of an inch thick. These, let's see. A 1/4 of an inch thick. So they are double the size. And normally if I would have not got these the other day, I would have just doubled up on those and stacked them a couple high. All right, so let's put you right here, just like that. And I think I actually like the idea of one of these smaller guys up here. But let's see, I want to put the boo on first. So I'm just doubling up my letters. And trying to get them straight here. There we go. It was kind of nice to have 2 sets of these letters. I'll have to thank my friend for leaving her stuff here. She doesn't craft at home. She only does here on Wednesday nights. So she had brought all her stuff and is just leaving it here forever, she says. But it was nice to have 2 sets so that I could cut out 2 O's at the same time. All right, and I think I want this down here like that. So that's where I'm going to put it. For the summer months, it's just going to be my sister-in-law down here crafting. As my friend, she and her husband have an RV and they go on vacation throughout the summer and travel. Okay, so that's going there. So I think I'm going to put one of those, I think I'm going to put him there. And okay, I'm going to add those 2 other ghosts. See, always cut out more than you think you need because you might want it. And the one I don't use will just go in. I put them in little baggies inside their envelopes so that if I want that ghost again. Oh, I wanted him over here. So, oh dear. Nope, he's already glued. All right, we'll just put you there. Okay. Now we can put this on our card. I like to do everything off the card as much as possible so that if you make a mistake putting it together, you haven't ruined a card base. And there we go. You know what? I think I'm going to get my clear wink of Stella and wink of Stella this little fella. Okay, that one was hiding on me because it didn't want to be used. And I always make sure it says clear on the bottom because I have grabbed the wrong color by mistake. And we're just going to glitter my ghost. You really won't be able to see too much of it on camera, but I'll try bringing it up there so you can see the full glitter effect. And we're going to do each one of these little guys too. Just a little, a hint here and there. Okay, and there we have a shaker card. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and thank you to all my new subscribers, and welcome. I hope you get inspired by something I do, or something I do wrong to not do. That's the purpose of this channel, just to get out and have fun, use up my supplies that I haven't used in a long time, find out new ways to use the things I did, and be inspired by somebody else's card and make it your own. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.